So, it's everyone's favourite time of the year, busy season. Over the years, I worked on around 10 year ends, and through that experience, I've learned a thing or two about surviving and thriving in busy season. Most of the issues in busy season come down to three fundamental causes: the client, the engagement, or you. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you hints and tips that cover these three areas to help you survive and thrive in your upcoming busy season. I've also prepared a document for you which explores the hints and tips in more detail, along with some additional bonus content. So a link should be appearing somewhere up here hopefully, but there'll definitely be one down in the description or pinned in the comments. Also remember to check out my channel for further Big Four content, and the links in the description for several other free guides to help launch your Big Four career. Anyway, let's dive in. Throughout busy season, I'm normally a distracted mess. My phone will be going off constantly with notifications, 30-minute meetings scheduled throughout the day, checking my emails every 10 minutes. Spending my day in a state of fragmented attention like this reduced my capacity for concentration and lowered my productivity. The opposite to this fragmented state is deep work. Have you ever had that feeling of being so engaged in a project that you look up and 3 or 4 hours have gone by and you don't know where that time has gone? Well, that's deep work. It's been coined by author and professor Cal Newport on his popular blog Study Hacks and in the book Deep Work. Developing and cultivating a deep work practice is one of the best decisions you can make in an increasingly distracted world. Here's 3 tips for starters. Firstly, it's critical that you put your phone away and disable all alerts and notifications, close all social media and email tabs, remove all unnecessary files and objects from your desk and even your desktop on your computer, and preferably, if possible, move to a quiet environment. Secondly, consolidate your meetings and block out chunks of uninterrupted time to focus on deep work. Group or bunch meetings up into chunks and schedule time for that uninterrupted work. Finally, pick one specific task to focus on and stick to it. So those are 3 just kind of starters or tips to kick you off, but I do recommend you read the book. This might seem an odd one to include, but I think it's really important to mention, but most people are winging it. Once you realize this, it can make the whole process a lot easier and stress-free. Everyone might appear relatively calm and, dealing with the stresses of busy season well, but I promise you they are not. A good metaphor for this is an image of a swan gracefully swimming or gliding across a lake. However, if you look under the surface, you'll see the swan's webbed feet are frantically trying to keep the swan afloat and moving. So don't just think it's you that is struggling or finding busy season hard. Everyone does. Anyone who doesn't is, well, quite simply lying. The busy season not only demands a lot of your time, but also your energy. There's a rather basic assumption at the Big Four that longer hours result in more work being completed. So you often see teams working ridiculous hours, staying late at the client site or in the office, frantically trying to complete all of their tasks. As a result of these long hours, your physical and mental health is sacrificed, and this only accumulates more and more and more as you progress throughout busy season. So what can be done to prevent this? Well, the key is to set boundaries with your team and make sure you're carving out adequate you time each and every day. This is time away from your laptop, away from emails, away from Excel, to focus purely on recharging. I incorporated at least 10 minutes of mindfulness per day into my busy season schedule, and it was a game changer. This is supported by science as well, because according to research, mindfulness meditation strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which is the area in your brain responsible for many of our executive functions such as decision making, focus, judgment, behavior, planning, and self-discipline. So I recommend you try downloading a trial of an app like Headspace or Calm, or there's a variety of others, and start with as little as 10 minutes per day. Secondly, exercise. And when we think about the value of exercise, we tend to focus on the physical benefits, lower blood pressure, a healthier heart, and a more attractive physique. Probably all 3 things I actually need. However, over the past decade or so, studies have indicated that our mental firepower is directly linked to our physical regime. So 30 minutes of exercise per day can improve your concentration, prolong your mental stamina, reduce your stress levels, and improve your memory and learning. So I made sure throughout busy season I stuck to my daily exercise routine, which for me was either tennis or running. I found the impact on improving my mood and reducing brain fog to be significant. Incorporating these habits can be extremely hard to implement at first, but once you get into a solid routine, it will become second nature. Given the amount of time you'll be spending at work, the time you have available for you time will be significantly reduced. As such, you need to make sure you're being intentional with your time off. Several studies have shown that people who set personal goals to achieve during their time off, such as setting a goal to see some friends, pursuing a hobby, or even cleaning a cupboard, report actually being happier than those who don't, as it makes us more intentional about how we spend our time away from work. So even though you might be looking forward to lying around in your joggers and binge watching the latest Netflix series all weekend, and trust me, I've been guilty of that on several occasions, being a bit more intentional with your free time can actually help you recharge and get the most out of your leisure activities. Rule number 1 of good communication is to be transparent. Sometimes to avoid criticism, and I've been guilty of this on multiple occasions, you might misreport the progress of a project or task or some bits of your work to make it seem like it's going better than it actually is. However, in my experience, this just defers the problem till later on and causes more issues later down the line. If you're behind on your tasks due to the volume of work or due to client difficulties or issues, you need to share this as soon as possible with your team and work together on coming up with a solution. If you tell your team or manager that you cannot finish the tasks by the end of the week, at the beginning of the week, no one is really going to be mad. If you keep the information to yourself and only inform the manager at the end of the week that the task cannot be finished on time, it's going to be a different scenario and people are not going to be happy with you. Always keep all stakeholders informed and raise risks or issues at the earliest opportunity. One of the biggest challenges when working in public accounting is the unpredictability. Nothing ever goes as smoothly as you initially think. Even if you have a plan, it's going to be thrown off at some point by something unexpected during the audit. As such, you should always expect the unexpected and try and plan for it. Buffer extra time and front load tasks as much as possible. I like to go 10x, let's say, in the first few days or weeks of the engagement. And by doing this, you save a nice buffer for the last few weeks of the audits and increase your flexibility when typically more urgent issues usually decide to pop up. So make sure you front load and plan your work as much as possible. Finally, you need to reward yourself with something fun to look forward to once all the madness comes to an end. So make sure you book some time off after your busy season ends, whether that's a week or two, and really take the time off to recharge. Go abroad. Maybe not possible at the moment, but get outside or binge watch Netflix, whatever you enjoy doing, just make sure you have some time off scheduled and something to look forward to that helps you or keeps you going through those long hours. These hints and tips made a significant difference in my busy season experience and hopefully will make a difference in yours. Being honest, some of these tips or hints can be hard to implement at first, but once you get into a solid routine, it will become second nature. As I mentioned before in the introduction, I've also prepared a bonus document for you which explores the hints and tips in more detail with some additional bonus content. A link should appear somewhere up here, hopefully, if I've managed to do the settings right, but if not, you'll find a link in the description or in the pinned comment below, so make sure you check that out so you don't miss out. It wouldn't be a YouTube video if I didn't ask you to subscribe to my channel for further Big Four content and also to check out the links in the description. There's various Big Four guides to help you launch your career and various other elements like that. Anyway, that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time.